it's a fog machine, okay? It's a fog machine.
Hey guys, Jack Drips here, and today we are going to be looking at the Hcigar Omega Clone. Right, so let's dive down close and see what you get in the box. Right, okay, here's the box that the Hcigar Omega Clone comes in. As you can see, it's just got some cool vapor, I guess, pattern here and the Hcigar logo up here. Pretty small box, pretty, you know, discreet little average brown box that you get, so nothing too exciting there. You get this little magnetic tab that says open on, open up there, and then we get some spare O-rings, which is nice, and some unknown millimeter silica. Then you get some unknown gauge canthal. Well, it might not even be canthal, it's probably some nichrome or something. So, and then you get this little, if I can get it out there, this little screwdriver for your positive and negative post connections. And then here you get the actual Omega itself. And it comes with this muffler style drip tip, which I've actually been using because it's quite nice, it's quite wide. And yeah, so there's the 3 airflow holes on there. And if we just go for a top to bottom view of this, and yeah, find out a bit more about it. Right, okay, starting from the bottom, from the 510 connection there. See, it's not too long or too short, it's just an average size 510 threading there, and some unknown fake, probably serial number. And then go up this side here of the top cap, you get the Omega logo and the 3 air holes there. So if I just connect this to a mod quick so I can take the top cap off. So here we go. Here's the deck. Not too sure how well you can see that there, but you get the 3 posts there with the Phillips head screws, which is why they give you this little screwdriver here. And yeah, I'll go and take the wick out of this so you can see a bit better. Right, so here's the build deck again. Has just got a nano coil in there, but I will rebuild this quickly for you guys. And I'm not going to do a full, full rebuild through, but I'm going to just do it in stages, show how you do it, and it's a bit tricky on camera here. But there you go, you can see the 3 post design. Now my main thing about this build deck is it doesn't have holes through the posts. It is the old style where you have to wrap your wire around the center, the positive and negative posts. So it's a bit awkward to build if you are a newbie. But it hasn't been too bad. It just requires a little bit more fiddling than normal. That's what she said. And here are my lovely leopard print tweezers. Right, there you can see the 3 post design, and you're thinking, where do the air holes on here, on the top cap, line up with your coils? Well, the airflow holes are actually in the build deck, in the juice well. So you have to build your coils sort of facing in, kind of in here, or in here, along here, and sort of angle them up and across, so then when the airflow comes in, it hits the coil. So it's a bit of a weird design, but it works well. And I mean, they're giving you 3mm air holes, which are very generous. So you still get plenty of airflow through there. It just means you have to do a bit more, tinkering and building. And yeah, so I'm just going to go and build a couple of microcoils and do a dual microcoil build with 28 gauge canthal in here quickly. Right, there's 1 microcoil there, 8 wraps with 28 gauge canthal, and if you don't know how to wrap a microcoil, well, there's plenty of videos out there for you to go and check out. And and it's very simple, just wrapped around a 2mm drill bit or a 5/64. Right, okay, so now I've got 2 of these because I am going to be running it in dual coil mode, because this does have the functionality to be single coil or dual. So I'm going to run it in dual today. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert these microcoils. And at this stage, guys, don't worry if your microcoils aren't perfect, because by the time you've installed them in your RDA and given them a few dry burns, get them red hot and then pinch them down, I'll show you that, then they're sort themselves out. Right, okay guys, so look how terrible that first coil is, okay? And you just go ahead and insert whatever tool you want, straighten it up, push it down a bit, because that's the great thing about cantho, it's very malleable and you can get it to pretty much whereabouts you want it to go. So we have our first coil sitting down in there fairly nicely. Right, there we go, got both my coils inserted there, just got to go and trim these lovely leads. Right, so when you've got both coils attached in there, then you can go and use an ohms checker just to check what resistance it's come out to. In this case I'm using my iTest MVP and it's reading at 0.6 ohms. So perfect, just what I was heading for there. Alright, so now I'm going to go and put my battery in my mechanical mod, because obviously my MVP can't fire down to 0.6 ohms. So go and insert the battery here. I'm using a Sony VTC5, which I highly recommend, 2600 mAh and a 30 amp limit, which is the main thing here, guys. Battery safety is just so important. It is the most important thing when you're building these sub-ohm builds. Right, so go and attach it here, make sure everything's snugged up. See if you can see that there, guys. I have got some juice remaining in here. Right, so one at the moment is firing faster than the other, so you just go in with your tweezers here, clamp them down a bit. Give it another flick of the switch, and there we go. My coils are starting to glow fairly evenly. I just need to give them another pinch together. And there we go, they're both glowing evenly from the inside out, so that's perfect, that's exactly what we want. Right, so now I'm going to go and insert some organic cotton. Changing out the code and changing up the cotton. Well, I know most of you guys have seen this before, but you just thread the cotton through your first coil, pull it up with some tweezers. Yep, very long, so just clip it off. But with this one I'm going to tuck this tail, which I've put in through first, underneath the coil. So there's my first one all wicked up, and I'm just going to go and do exactly the same on the other side. Right, there she is, all wicked up and ready for the juice. Right, now I've got to this stage, I'm just going to go and check the ohms again, because resistance does change, when you're doing all your squeezing and rectifying, so to speak. Right, so final resistance is 0.7, so bang on perfect. It won't be too hot of a vape, but it won't be too cool either, and it's still sub ohm. So if you do 8 wraps, 28 gauge cantho, copy that exactly, then you'll get about 0.6 or 0.7 ohms with 28 gauge. I haven't said that already, on a 2mm or 5/64 drill bit. And let's see how she fires up there. Pretty nice. pretty nice. Right, I'm going to head back up top and see what she vapes like. Right, okay guys, so that was just a quick rebuild there for you guys, and right, I'm just going to say one thing. Ease of build on this, it's not the easiest to build on, guys. Okay, so if you're a newbie, maybe step away from this one, because it's got the wrapping the wires around the screws and then tightening it down rather than holes through the post. Holes through the post, in my opinion, is a much better design, because this was actually, you know, not difficult to build, but just not as easy to build as other RDAs. So it's going to have another toot here. Very nice vapor from this, guys. I mean, the air holes around the side are 3mm, so fairly big. You won't need to drill this one out. Well, personally, I don't think I'll need to drill this out at all. And you know, usually I've been running this in single coil mode with just a single nano coil. I thought I'd give the dual microcoils a go, and yeah, I'm liking it. It's fairly good. But bearing in mind, with dual coils, you know, you will be going through your battery a lot faster, and you'll be drinking a lot more juice as well. I'm just going to say that. Probably vape on this for a bit and then go back to single, just because, you know, a bit of a lazy dripper. You know, I don't really like having to drip every 2 seconds. So yeah, but we'll see. I'll see how this goes for a bit. But yeah, back to the actual Omega clone. Okay, it is a 1:1 exact scale clone made from stainless steel and 22mm. So there you go. Looks very nice on this Nemesis, which is also 22mm. And when I received it, you know, there was a bit of machine oil in there, guys. So watch out. Make sure, you know, you give that a good rinse and a good clean out with your vapor towel. And yeah, just make sure it's all clean, guys. You don't want to be, you know, vaping machine oil. Tastes, I can imagine, pretty gross. So bear that in mind. But everything else, you know, I've got no faults with it. Obviously the silica and whatever wire they give you in there, I don't trust that. I'm not going to use that. But you know, go ahead, feel free to use that if you want. But personally, I would buy just some decent A1 Canthol. You know, what any gauge you like. I've just gone with 28 gauge because I haven't been rebuilding for that long, so stuck with 28 gauge, and yeah, it's working well. And the flavour, it's not going to be as great as some of your other Atties, guys, because just go and pop the hood here. As you can see there, it doesn't have a reduced chamber as such. So reduced chambers, we all know, seems to increase the flavour by quite a lot. This doesn't have one, so you're heading for a bit of a cooler vape because it's quite a large chamber, and maybe the flavour will be a little bit muted, but really haven't really noticed the difference. I mean, the flavour has been actually really great. Obviously vapour, fantastic. 3mm air holes. You know, you get a lot of vapour. You can see the vapour I'm getting from this, and yeah, not really sure what else I can tell you about this, guys, apart from I've really been enjoying it. Good build quality. The only little thing is having to wrap the posts around. Wrapping the wire around the post is a little bit more awkward, and also the placement of the air holes in the side of the juice well. To me, that seems a little bit awkward, but then there's no other way they could have done it to give you the option of single or dual, because if you had the air flow holes here and opposite here, where you think they should go, the top cap, you wouldn't really be able to line up the holes too well. I mean, the design, they have thought about the design. It seems like it's a bit of a dodgy design, but they have actually really thought about the design here, guys, to give you the easiest adjustability on your airflow and still getting direct air to your coils. So to me, you know, can't really fault the design, apart from it's just a bit weird how the holes are through the deck. So something to consider there, guys. And obviously with the holes being in the deck, you know, this has got a very large juice well, but the holes go through the juice well. So, you know, it's got probably about a 3.5 mil juice well, which is very deep, but then it's got 3 mil holes in it. So if you over drip, some will come out. So just keep that in mind, guys. But yeah, that's the Hcigar Omega Clone, and yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying it actually. That flavour from the dual coils though is actually fantastic. You know, I'm a single coil guy, but that dual coil flavour, very nice indeed. So yeah, if you would like to have one of these for yourself, then head over to vapegeek.co.uk. That's where I purchased this from for $18.99, I do believe, and they have a bunch of other Hcigar products there. And if you want to go into clones, you know, I highly recommend Hcigar. I mean, their quality is fantastic, and they're not dirt cheap clones. You know, you do pay a little bit more than normal, so what you're getting is great quality. So yeah, I'm rambling on now, but that has been the Hcigar Omega, and yeah, cheers guys, and don't stop vaping.